Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast shorts. There's no co-host on these shorts episodes. These are now around 2 to 4 minute, sometimes as long as 6 to 10 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 2 to 4 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. Even that business book your coworker won't stop raving about because it quote-unquote changed their life, but you can't see any difference in their leadership behavior. So how good could that author be? Where do you believe your locus of control lies? There are one of two answers to this question, and either answer can determine the course of action most people take when a crisis point arises. The first answer is that your locus of control lies in the hands of other people. You are a person who primarily measures their responses and reactions to events in the world, both personal and political, by how other people react to those same events or respond to those same events. People like this are the reason that yelling fire in a crowded theater is a bad idea. People like this are the ones who panic when a plan of any sort goes awry due to circumstances outside the planner's control. People like this are the ones who seek safety and security by going along with whatever the crowd may happen to be doing at the moment, whether wise or irrational. The second answer is that your locus of control lies in your own hands. You are a person who primarily measures their responses and reactions to events in the world, both political and personal, by what you know to be true. And you don't really worry too much about how that response or reaction impacts other people. They, after all, have to be responsible for themselves, right? People like this are the reason that leadership and communication and negotiation are actual fields of study. People like this are aware, though they may not know the term, of the quote-unquote dominance hierarchy in social situations, and they are either ignoring such a hierarchy or are attempting to ruthlessly climb it. People like this are the ones who seek freedom and risk by separating themselves from the panicking crowd when the crowd appears unwise, or even if the crowd appears wise, and running away from the crowd as fast as possible on their two legs when the crowd appears to be definitely irrational. So which is it? Does your locus of control lie in your hands or in the hands of others? For many people, for many leaders, they struggle to clearly and intentionally identify where their locus of control lies. The leaders who understand this concept of control and apply it exhibit genuine emotional intelligence, empathy, and self-awareness. The leaders who fail to understand this concept eventually wind up as managers of processes and people at best, and just members of the maddening crowd at worst. Understand where your locus of control lies. And well, that's it for me. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast today. And now that you've made it this far, you should subscribe to the audio version of this show on all the major podcast players, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, and everywhere else where podcasts are available. There's also a video version of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to the video version of this podcast on the Leadership Toolbox channel on YouTube. Just search for Leadership Toolbox and hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. And while you're doing that, leave a 5-star review if you like what we're doing here on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Just go below the player and hit 5 stars. We need those reviews to grow, and it's the easiest way to help grow this show. And tell all your friends, of course, in leadership. By the way, if you don't like what we're doing here, well, you can always listen to another leadership show. There are several other good ones out there. At least that's what I've heard. All right.
Well, that's it for me.